right, we're back and we're looking at a good rod and reel setup that's not going to break the bank. So we're looking at just a good setup that's in the middle of the road. I would say it's not the cheapest setup, and it's definitely not the most expensive. So something that to me is reasonable, and this was way back when. $100 should give you a good rod and reel setup for sound fishing, Puget Sound fishing. And same thing with fishing the rivers. I mean, rivers is a little bit different, but that's was always kind of my budget range. And so I kind of take on that challenge and see if I could still do that just with today's prices. So one of the things that I wanted to share, you can see I have up on here, the Bass Pro setup. If I go here to here, you can see you can do trade-ins now. They've always had it, I think, but I just never took advantage of it. So here's the dates, March 6th to the 26th. So every year, if you want to put it on your calendar, trade in rod and reel. So if you have an old beater rod and reel setup, you bring it in there, and they give you this coupon. And you can see if you spend a certain amount, you get a discount, which basically kind of covers your taxes up here in Washington State, anyways. So it's kind of a cool little setup that you can do. Oops, I went one too far. So here you go. Rod and reel setup. You just bring it right into the store, and right at when you get to the front area there, they'll have a bucket there, and you say you want to trade it in, and they'll give you the coupon. So I went in the store. I couldn't find a rod and reel setup right away. So I was looking through all the things that they have there, and none of them fit what I kind of liked. So I did get a rod, and so what I went with was the North Coast casting rod. I got the setup here. I didn't get a reel there. I went on Amazon and got the reel, but it's going to be interesting to see how this works. I'm going to try this out. So I think this would be a great overall rod for salmon fishing in the Puget Sound. So it's going to it's going to handle the kings, it's going to handle the coho and the pinks, and especially it's a pink ear. But as you can see here, I went with the 9 foot heavy regular. It's a two piece. They make you set that up. So it's a graphite one composed. You got graphite or fiberglass, and I'll get to the trolling rod in a second. And I always go off a reel setup here, and you can see the reel that I have. This one is the one that I have. The 30 is what I have on my trolling setup, but this one is the 15. If you can see on the camera there. Now the 15 is even cheaper. I think they have it on here. Well, it was cheaper than that before. I think it was. I have to look through my receipts or whatnot, but it was a $40 special. So getting this setup, so $40 plus. I basically got that at cost for 60. So it's just over $100. Again, $64. I had my little coupon, which kind of covered the taxes. I think that's a great setup just for overall, which means, it's going to handle if you're mooching, twitching, the sensitivity of it. I think it'll be fine. Especially you put braid on there. I put braid on there so you can definitely feel every little thing. There's no stretch. But for a trolling rod, if you're going to do the budget $100 special, there it is, $97, and you get the 30, which I have here. You see it's you can see how much bigger that is from the 20. There's the 20. There's the 30. For trolling, I got a maximum line on here, and then the rod that I have for my setup. You can see it up there. It's going to be on this one right here. The Akuma Pro. This is a fiberglass rod, but it's made for trolling, so it's going to definitely handle. But you want that stiff backbone when you break it from the release. When you're using downriggers, that one's the 8.6 heavy. So for $100, you can still get a rod and reel that's decent. I think those are decent. The Akuma setups are, a lot of people. My favorite one is the SST for the river fishing, and for back trolling on the Columbia. I'll probably, maybe do a video later on that. But this is just I think the goal was, can I still get a good setup for $100? And I think that's what this can do right here. I think with that reel and rod combo, this summer I'm gonna put it to the test. This is the first time I'll be doing the Daiwa rod. They call it the West Coast. Let me look at this again. The West Coast North Coast. Sorry about that. North Coast. All right. Well, we'll put it to the test. Normally I do the Akumas. You know, I have friends that spend $400 or $500 on a rod. They get the edge rods or the G Loomises. I just stick with the Akumas. I think they're just as good. I mean, it is fun to catch a fish on a fancy rod, and you can feel every little nick and cranny it, and but still also have the power to just yank back. Um, Edge rods are, I really like their 360 rods. They're really nice. Of course, G Loomis, the classics GLs, twos, just phenomenal rods that last forever. But I have a friend that breaks every rod. I think it's his mission. So, anyways, this is my first kind of video of it. Of, can you get a decent setup that's not super cheap? That's just gonna break on you. $100 gets the job done, and I think this setup that I have here, with if you're going to do downriggers in the Sound, I think this is the way to go. 8.6 or 9 heavy, pair it up with a Kuma count. I think I think that's the way to go if you don't have a lot of money, and it's going to get the job done. That's what I'd recommend. Of course, they have the Kuma cold water series, but those are like $90 now. So you need to put $90 on that, and they're 100 and something dollars on a rod, and the prices goes up there. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this rod holds up coming up in the summer. So I'm going to do a couple more videos. I'm going to do a walkthrough through my Stabicraft on the next one. We got the halibut opener coming up. I'm definitely going to hit that out of Port Angeles because it's 7 days a week. And with the weather being crazy in spring, I know I can count on going out there some days versus Westport. My buddy has a new Stabicraft. I'll be jumping on that boat out of Westport. It's a 25-foot Stabicraft, which is going to be a lot of fun this year. But again, it's always weather. Mother Nature dictates whether you go out of Westport or not. That's just the way it goes. So, anyways, I hope this kind of helps you. For anybody out there that's looking for a good setup that's $100 or around $100, those are my two recommendations. If you're doing downrigger, get a downrigger rod. And the reason is the downrigger rod, you can see here, there's no trigger, right? Fits right into the pole holder, no trigger. Casting rod, of course, versus this one, you can see there's a trigger, which is great for when you're back bouncing. If just having that trigger for back bouncing or twitching or even mooching and just letting out line. Say you have a diver on there, or you're just doing top water. I like having that trigger there. It's kind of nice. I also like the Daiwa's cork setup for grips. They get all muddy and gruesome with a bunch of stuff and juice from your scents and stuff. The Akuma has this unique setup on their downrigger. It's like a little triangle foam up here, which I think is really nice because when you grab it and you want to get it out of that pole holder and snap it out of the clip, that's nice. I don't know if you can see here. I got a lot of gunk on there. So what's that right there? It's a little scale area. So the foam one, I don't know. Maybe I'm just old school. I like the cork one. But I do like this triangle setup that Akuma has put on their downriggers. That's just a unique, and it's thick. You can really kind of grab it. I know the Edge 360s have a crazy design on theirs. It kind of bites into your hand a little bit for whatever setup, but I like the foam. I like the corky setup. I don't know. Maybe I'm just old school with that, but that's what I like. So, anyways. I went to Sporco. Sporco is a little challenging on their website. It doesn't mean they don't have it up there, but if you, you see here, if you go, let's see what they have here. Right there, guide select 149. What options you get there? 9 foot, medium, heavy, $149. So you can get another reel for my setup. Is a better rod? Yeah, I'm sure they're all. Here's a Pro Select Kokanee Cold Water 169 now. Wow, they're really getting up there. Conventional low profile, again, Cold Water. These used to be like $80. Now they really, just because I think they got popular and a lot of people like them. Look over here on, and I really like to mention Sportco because it's local. If you can support them, great. SSTs, which I am a big fan of, Select Pro. So here's their Max Pro. Let's see what they have for their price versus Amazon. It's probably Amazon the one that's. So if you go to the 59, yeah. If you go to 30, $64. What do I have? $46 right there. So I mean, if money's a thing, you need to save a couple bucks, And sometimes Amazon, who's the seller here? Oh, it just says Amazon. I say sometimes you'll see Sportco's the seller, but usually their prices match what their website says. So yeah, yeah, their rods. I don't think I had the downrigger rods, or I couldn't see them on their website. Maybe I just missed it. Yeah, maybe I just missed it. This is all of Akuma. So X-Troll. Woo, look at that. $248. All right. If you got the money. Ooh, X series, yeah. Yep, a little too much for me. I'm going to save my dollars and go with this setup right here, as you can see. So, anyways, I hope that helps everybody out, and looking forward to doing some more videos here coming up on this week. Thank you.